I want to do a problem on hypothesis testing about a one sample mean, and I'm going to use this homework problem from my stat lab to talk about. And so this one says that a cold medicine lists 600 milligrams as what's supposed to be in there, okay? And what they did is they went out and they collected 65 1-ounce samples, and then they found the mean amount of acetaminophen for those, and it was 588, and the standard deviation was 23. So they want us to test the claim that the medicine does not contain the required amount of acetaminophen. We're going to use a 0.05 significance level. So first here it says state the null and alternative hypotheses. So we do have to always come up with our null hypothesis, and we are going to test the claim, not that it's more than or less than, it's just that it does not contain the required amount. So we're going to say that the null hypothesis is that the mu equal to 600. So we assume that the null hypothesis is true unless we find enough of evidence against that. Our alternative is the complement to that, that the mean is not 600. Now I'm going to open up Statdisk here, and we're going to put the information in. I'm going to go into analysis, hypothesis testing, and then mean one sample. Okay, so now our significant, our population mean equal to the claim mean. You see you have some options here, and we want that first one. Okay, it doesn't say anything about greater than or less than. We just want to test to see if the mean is going to be equal to 600 like we claim. Okay, the significance level is given at 5%, so we type in 0.05. And we put in our claimed mean first here, it's 600. That's what we're testing. We don't know the standard deviation for the population. Sample size is given here. Again, there were 65 1-ounce samples collected, so we're going to put in 65. The sample mean is given here at 588. Okay. And the sample standard deviation is 23. Again, that's given in the problem. So we click on evaluate, and we can get our z-score, or in this case t-score, which are basically going to come out the same because we have a sample size of 65. So we have t equal negative 4.2, which is what we have here. Okay. And then they want us to do a couple other things here. Find the p-value. Our p-value is given over here, 0.0001. That is less than the significance level. Therefore, we would reject the null hypothesis. If your p-value is less than a significance level, you will reject the null hypothesis, in this case of 600. So we're going to reject that and say that in this case that it's significantly less than that. So we have our p-value. The best one here is this one. It says the p is less than 0.0004, and yes, it is. It is 0.0001. Okay, so none of these other ones would be true. And for the very last question, our conclusion, again, we rejected that the claimed mean was 600. We're saying that it's not. So there is sufficient evidence to support the claim that the mean amount of acetaminophen is different from the listed 600 milligrams. And if you want to plot, you can take a look at the plot here. You see this t distribution. These red values are where our critical values would be. And then we see that the test statistic, negative 4.2, is way down here out of that range.